week's Money Alchemy class. Just going to check that we are on the live. I do this every week. And actually, I think this week, I hope this week I'm actually going live on Instagram. So hang on. That is, I've not changed the, I have to just change this. Sorry, Claire. I'm just changing this. And I think we are on live. Okay, hopefully we're on live, and I think, yeah, we are. I don't know if we've gone live on Instagram. Let me just double check to see if we are. Oh, I don't know. Well, anyway, we're here, we're live. Welcome. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all having a fabulous week. If you are on live, come and say hello. Drop us an emoji. And let me know where you're based, or if you're watching the replay, drop us a hashtag replay in the comments. So I'm using Restream. So you do need to give Restream permission for us to see your name when you leave a comment. So the link to that is in the caption. So hopefully I'm on live on Instagram as well. I can't tell at the moment because I'm using Restream. But for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jenny McCabe, and I'm the go-to money breakthrough coach for women entrepreneurs who want to let go of money blocks so that they can charge their worth and increase their profitability, I can't speak today, by completing my 7-step Money Alchemy Academy program. So I see many women undervaluing their gifts and their talents, and having undercharged and undervalued myself for many years, and also having done all the inner work, what I've learned is if I don't value myself and my time, then no one else will. So it's my mission and it's my passion to empower women to charge their worth and build successful and profitable businesses, because it's my belief that when women make good money, they do good things with it, and they improve the lives of the people and the community around them as well. So again, if you're on live, jump on, come and say hi, drop us an emoji. And also I am using Restream, so please give Restream permission to see your name when if you want to leave a comment for us. So today I'm on with my guest, Claire Harris, who is an NLP master and mindset coach. And today we are talking about finding your life purpose and why it's important. So Claire, would you like to come on and introduce yourself?
Hi everyone. So yeah, I'm Claire. I became a NLP master and mindset coach just this year. Historically, I was actually in the corporate world until about 5 years ago, working my way up the ladder in treasury. My husband was also corporate. We didn't see each other really, except for very late in the evenings and occasionally at the weekend.
Ships in the night.
Yeah. So we both quit our jobs, took a leap of faith, and set up our own business 5.5 years ago. And so we've actually got 3 businesses now. We have 2 businesses, but we just launched the mindset business this year, and that came about towards the end of last year, really. I've always suffered with my mindset, always. I was asked to do a pitch in front of a group of people towards the end of last year with our business coaches, and rather than get up and speak, I was so nervous, I completely froze, and I sat in my seat and cried, rather than getting up and pitching our business as a practice. So after that happened, I kind of really wanted to understand how the mind worked, really get to grips with how it picks its strategies, how it can decide that crying in front of a room full of people who you respect is a better strategy than getting up and speaking. But obviously not only learning how the strategies work, but more importantly, how to change them. So I kind of went headfirst into learning about NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And what that does is that helps you reprogram the mind and give you the strategies that you actually want to have.
Yeah.
So
that's helpful. That's helpful to have, because say your subconscious mind is programmed to keep you safe, isn't it? But even if being stuck in the same place is actually worse than the unknown.
And something that I've actually learned recently is that when you're starting to feel uncomfortable in a situation, it actually means that you're just about to start progressing there. So what you want to do, rather than go, this is uncomfortable, I'm going to run away and hide, say, yes, I'm going to face this, because the only way I can progress is by pushing my comfort zones. And 10 seconds of uncomfortableness can lead to a lifetime of happiness. It's the small feeling, pushing through the small feelings of uncomfortable is what's going to make you successful and overcome the things that you need to overcome.
It's amazing what your subconscious, how it can hold you back, but also once you smash through those barriers, once you reprogram your mind, it's just like a completely different story, isn't it? You can rewrite your future if you can overcome some of those sabotaging behaviors that hold you back, isn't it? So obviously that's how you got into coaching, into NLP and becoming a NLP and master coach. NLP
master and mindset.
NLP master and mindset. Sorry, it's a bit of a mouthful for me today. So obviously we met in a coaching program, didn't we, last year? And you had your tailoring business at the time. So because of COVID, quite a lot of people have had to pivot, had to find a different way to make money, or different jobs or whatever. But unfortunately for you, it was the tailoring business that had to kind of close, didn't it?
It's we effectively didn't trade for the last year and a half. But we, what we did was we were very down at the start of COVID, and we were almost in the victim mentality. We didn't see that at the time, but now when I look back, I can see that I would say,
why is it happening?
Poor me. But what we kind of, after probably about 6 or 7 weeks of being really, really down in the dumps and going, we're going to lose everything. Both my husband and I, we kind of almost banged our heads together and said, look, no, we have to be in control. We are in charge. We're not going to be told by the government or by whoever else what the rest of our life is going to be like. So we invested a lot of money in training, because if you don't invest in yourself, again, you're never going to push through the barriers to become really, really successful. So we made huge investments in ourselves. We trained up in business growth, marketing, branding, Obviously, at the end of last year, we invested a lot in my NLP training as well. But we saw it as an opportunity that whilst we couldn't continue with the tailoring business, we wasn't, busy with going out to see clients. We don't want to just sit at home going, oh, well, we've got nothing to do. We said, right, we need to learn. We need to say, how can we try and save our business? And then, when lockdown 2 happened, we was like, okay, so we may not be able to save that business now, but we can help other people save their businesses. So we launched a new business, which is Enlightened Strategies, which is it's a bespoke CRM business. So what we do is we help our customers streamline where they pull their sources of data from, understand how they want to look at their data and what they want to do with their data, and then help them use their data in different marketing ways, and just quite basically automating everything for them. And we were also doing a lot of business, social media, marketing training too, but we've kind of scaled back on that now a little bit, just because I've stepped away from that business to work on just the mindset stuff.
So you still have, obviously you launched a brand new business again, another one. Well, you've launching 2 this year.
Yeah,
nothing's
going to hold us back. It's all about mindset.
It is, yes. I mean, I totally get it. I mean, I've been there with the mindset, and I got to a point where I realized that was what was holding me back. I was the one holding myself back, not because there was no market out there, not because of this or that or that. It was all it's all internal. It's all what's going on internally, and what your beliefs are. So we're talking today about finding your life purpose, because we were talking about that when we had a chat about 2 or 3 weeks ago, wasn't it? And that you felt that you had recently found your life purpose. How did that come about?
Well, I started doing the mindset stuff because I realised that I had a real passion for it. And in my I really wanted to try and help other people not go through what I went through in my mind. If I can help one person improve their mindset and not cry in front of a room full of people rather than speak, then it's the best investment I've ever made. So I kind of already had that feeling of, I really enjoy what I'm doing now. But I met a new mentor a couple of months ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, actually. He was one of our old tailoring clients, and he does training on how to kind of sell to groups of people and how to refine your sales pitch. So my husband had booked him for a day's training, and we kind of sort of did a bit of exchange of services. We made him a suit, and he gave my husband a day's training. But they sort of said, oh, come along and have lunch with us. So I said, sure, okay. And when I got to the studio, this guy, his name's Guy Jacobs, he is an anxiety expert, which I didn't know. He kind of said to me, I've been
doing his suits, but you didn't know what he did.
Well, we just kind of thought he was a sales trainer. But he sort of said, I've been looking at your certificates, do you know I qualified in that in 1999, and I'm a trainer, and so we kind of spent all lunchtime talking about it. I feel like I sort of hijacked my husband's training day, because lunch took 4 hours. But he was doing a lot of questioning to me and really honing in on my why, which all the coaches that I've ever had so far and all the trainers have never really honed in on my why before. And so I realised that I had 2 whys. My why, which is why I started looking into the mindset stuff, is, well, I want to help people. I really, really want to help people. I don't want people to have the thought processes that I used to have. And that's a really big one for me. But then I realised that my second why was, I want to be the best mum that I can be. So I've got a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Yeah, they're still babies.
They're still babies, so they're at nursery at the minute full time. But in 2 weeks' time, they're moving to our local village preschool. So they will be going down to 6 hours a day, so 9 till 3. So I'm kind of effectively halving my working hours.
Yeah.
So that I can be around for them more, because we could have kept them in nursery until they were 4,
Yeah.
at full time. But actually, I wanted to be there for them
Yeah.
and really be able to have the time with them, rather than them always being around stressed mummy who's trying to juggle work and juggle keeping the house clean and shopping and everything that mums have to do, or dads,
Yeah.
sorry. um, and so what I realised with what I'm doing at the minute is that I'm satisfying both of my biggest whys, and what that I kind of had a bit of a realization that's kind of clicked into place. These 2 whys, with me reducing my hours, only working on the mindset stuff. That's kind of it almost feels like a sphere for me. It's like yeah, this is it. And then so thinking about that made me realize that so many other things are clicking into place now for this to work.
Yeah.
And so I think that was when I had my realization of, this is my life purpose. I can help other people, but I can do it around my family.
Yeah.
And that it was almost when I had that realization, I kind of almost lit up inside. It was just like, yeah, this is it. And this is a sign that this is what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
And so I kind of think that, once you have that realization of what your life purpose is, things do naturally just start to fall into place.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And you have for me, certainly, I've got such a passion with trying to help people with their mindsets that, if you have a passion about something, that's when you succeed in it. If you're trying to succeed in something that you don't really have any feeling towards, well, it's not going to succeed.
So it's going to be difficult to make it succeed. I think you've got to operate from your heart space, your heart energy, and when you can do that and you can serve your clients from that space, everybody wins, don't they? It's a win-win situation then. Because I'm the same. I mean, because I went through that realization with my mindset, in particular my money mindset. I mean, I had so many blocks around money which I didn't even know I had, because I've always seen myself as quite an ambitious person. I've always wanted to be the best I could possibly be in anything that I take on, but I was always hitting this upper limit, upper limit problem. And it took actually an illness for me to realize that it was my money mindset and my negative beliefs around money that were holding me back. And it's taken a lot of work. I've cleared out so many feelings of unworthiness, those feelings of not being good enough. I've done like inner child healing, all that, working on like different traumas that have affected you, because your subconscious mind remembers everything, right? And it's not until you start breaking the patterns or getting to the root of the problem and then interrupting those patterns, you're just going to operate from that wounded 7-year-old, aren't you? So it really is about getting to not just the surface problems. It's about getting to the problems that are deep, very deep down, and as I say, clearing them out, isn't it? And say that I think that does happen. For me, it was very much because I was ill. So, and that was my realization that I was not prepared to be in the same place that I was at that time, and that I had to change. I wanted to change. And then finding the doing the work myself and going through the process myself, that's when I thought, you know what, if I'm struggling with this, there's going to be lots of other women struggling with this kind of thing. And that's how I found my passion. My why is my son, and I want to break those generational patterns and that behavior. And I just want to be able to help other people in my life. So yeah, I do think that when you find your why and you operate from that heart space, that heart energy, it makes a massive difference to to everything, to your life and your business. I thought you were going to say something.
I was
Got
just
somebody
thinking
here saying some got we have a comment here saying I love NLP. It just says Facebook user. If you're on live, we're going live using Restream. So for us to see your name, there is a link in the caption for you to, if you can press the link, you can leave us a comment. We'll be able to see your name. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, so if anybody has any questions about that, about finding their life purpose. Oh, it's Gail. Oh, hi Gail. How are you?
Hi,
Haven't
Gail.
seen you for ages. So yeah, so we're talking about, if you've just joined us, we've been talking about finding your life purpose and why it's really important to find your why. To find your why. And actually, I mean, I said it to you when we had that conversation. I am amazed with the amount of training and coaching that you've had that nobody ever got to the what your why is. Because one of the first things I do in my coaching is the first thing we do is look at the why, and we look at the goals and all that kind of thing. Because I think when somebody can see their goals and can see why they're doing what they're doing and the reasons behind it, that then is like a springboard into everything. It can pull somebody forward massively.
Yeah, it was like really eye-opening for me. One, seeing that they were my two whys and that they aligned. But two, after thinking, why has nobody ever tried to get to my why before? But I'm thinking now that all of the other coaching that I've had, it has predominantly been around business. Whereas I think what you and I do now, it's a huge part of mindset.
Yes,
And I wonder if it's the digging to try and find your why, is it more around the mindset side of it, whereas perhaps normal business coaches are like, this is what you need to do to grow your business.
Yeah, that could be the difference. I mean, when I was a franchise coach, so I used to coach in a franchise network. It was quite a female centric franchise network. So I didn't have a franchise. I coached the franchisees, and I did actually always ask them what their why was and to connect with that, because I think maybe because it was a very female centric one, in order for me to get the best out of my franchisees, it was quite important to know what their whys were, what their why is, because I think when you get stuck in the day-to-day, because you get, business is a cycle, isn't it? You have days of complete flow, and then you're going to have days where it's difficult and you're struggling and nothing's working and all that kind of thing. When you can connect to your why while you're doing it, that is when it's going to keep pulling you forward, not just when you discovered your why, but every single day after that.
Yeah. And actually, one of the things that I do is I have this really long daily affirmation that I read out loud every morning.
Yeah.
And in it, I've kind of got my whys. So every morning I remind myself of what my why is. So I kind of do my affirmations, and then I read my goals afterwards. And again, that kind of, in the goals that I have one for business, and I have one for like my personal health. I always kind of tie my whys in with my goals now, so I'm getting like a double whammy every morning of my why. And then just, it's, you're telling your unconscious mind then constantly, you're reminding your unconscious mind every day what your why is. And then your unconscious mind then kind of says, okay, now I know the why, I'll figure out the route for you. And kind of give you some nudges along the way.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think when you know your why, your subconscious mind is going to find a way for you to, it's going to find the how for you. I don't think you need to know the how, because your subconscious mind will be looking for that answer for you. But as long as you have your clarity around your goals and your why, you are giving your subconscious mind that instruction. It's the instruction manual. I mean, you do have to work on your subconscious and obviously affirmations do help enormously. I mean, they're fantastic. I mean, I actually have recorded mine, so.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I record mine. I listen to them every morning. It's about 15 minutes worth, so it's about the time it takes. So if it takes the time it takes for me to get, when I get out the shower, is when I start listening to it, and from getting dressed and putting your makeup on and all that kind of thing. So I listen to it on the phone voice recorder over subliminals that I've recorded.
So I think I might have to try and give that one a go. I just I read mine from a note, so I just read it out loud to myself, but mine only takes about 2 or 3 minutes, so I think I need to ramp up my affirmations.
No, I mean, I write them out as well when I journal, but I do actually listen to them. I think when your subconscious hears your voice as well. Obviously your subconscious thinks that you're talking to her all the time, whatever you say. So I've actually recorded, like I'd say, recorded mine, and that's what I listen to every morning now. I used to listen to like other people's affirmation recordings, like on YouTube and things like that, and I thought, actually, why am I doing that? I'll record myself and I'll listen to my own affirmations.
That's the thing. Listening to other people's, it's kind of a really good starting point if you're not sure how to write your own affirmations. And there's bits of mine which I have taken from other people's that I've heard and been like, oh yeah, that's really good, I'm going to add that into mine.
That's the problem when you think, oh, I found a new affirmation, now I've got to re-record my so it's like nearly 15 minutes worth. I was like, oh. But yeah, I mean, I do record it. I mean, I just did my most recent one about a week ago, so it gets longer and longer. It started only 5 minutes. Well, no, in fact, 3 or 4 minutes, like you said, 3 or 4 minutes. It started off with that, but then I keep adding new affirmations to it, so now it's like 15 minutes, and it's just short of the time it takes for me to get ready. So if I've not washed my hair and had to dry it and all the rest of it.
So when you record your affirmations, do you kind of have like binaural beats kind of playing in the background of the recording, or is it just your voice?
I've got I have a subliminal recording.
Okay.
So I've done a subliminal recording, which I do listen to when I'm working through the day. So I listen to subliminals through the day. And then when I record, every time I record my new affirmations, I play that in the background, and I do my, I have my goal statement. So my goal statement as well, I start with my goal statement, and then I have all my affirmations, read out all my affirmations. And I say that the last one I did just last week was almost 15 minutes. I was like, oh my goodness, that's like almost quadrupled in time. So a year ago it was 2 or 3 minutes. of affirmations. It's now 15 minutes worth of affirmations. But it does really, really help, because it does take that time for, for you to rewire, doesn't it? To rewire your mindset.
That's the thing, isn't it? Because with kind of the way the mind works, you've got years and years worth of neuro pathways that have been created with your old bad habits or less desirable habits and strategies. So the goal really is to kind of pick them apart, make that weaker and weaker, whilst creating that new pathway. So every day that you listen to that, you're strengthening that neuro pathway. So
and
you want to
pushing out
balance on this positive thing whilst weakening the negative thing. So that's, I think, where we kind of said
pushing out the
really
old,
important.
Pushing out the old beliefs, aren't you?
Yeah. And it's the more you do it, the stronger those new beliefs and those new neuro pathways are going to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I really I think people, when they start with affirmations, they think affirmations are going to start working within like a couple of weeks or something like that. But affirmations do work, but they're a long-term strategy. I think you have to. I mean, I know really a lot of successful people who still do affirmations every single morning. They still do their affirmations, and they're highly successful. So that is, I think, a really positive habit to start with.
Yeah, but it's one of my kind of morning strategies. I do this thing. There's a guy called Hal Elrod who wrote a book called The Miracle Morning.
Oh yes, I've read that. Yeah.
It's absolutely it's kind of changed my life. It's I didn't find it actually until after I'd sort of done all of my NLP training.
Yeah.
But it's the best way to start the day, and he has these things which he calls your savers. So and you do them every morning. You get up half an hour or an hour earlier than you usually would to fit them in. And then the more, people always kind of say, "Oh, I can't get up earlier." So but when you get the way you feel for the rest of the day after doing the savers, you have so much energy that actually you don't feel tired, and you almost look forward to doing them again the next day. And so what these savers are is the first S is for silence. So that's like your meditation. Or prayer, or it can just be sitting in silence. I'm so sorry. That's my.
All right, don't worry.
It's my usual alarm to go and get the kids from nursery, but my husband's going to get them. So the A in savers is then affirmations. So trying to do a couple of minutes of affirmations as a minimum every morning. So your silence, then your affirmations. V is your visualization goals. So I kind of, I've got 2 goals, and I read them out to myself, and then I visualize them. Sometimes just for a minute, sometimes for 5. Depending on every day's different in how much time I've got.
Yeah.
Then you've got E for exercise, and that can be any kind of exercise that you want. So it's not saying you've got to do a 30-minute HIIT workout. If you want to go for a 5-minute walk, that's exercise. So it's nothing. It doesn't have to be pressured. It can be whatever you want. R is reading, and that's not reading a novel. That's reading a self-help book or a personal development. So if you read for 5 minutes a day, you could probably, I think they worked it out over the space of a year, you could have read 3 personal development books.
All right.
Just reading for 5 minutes every morning. And so that's obviously helping you progress in your life as well.
Yeah.
And then the final S is scribing. So that's effectively journaling.
Journaling, yeah.
And I've got another book that I bought to help me with journaling, because that's not something that comes naturally to me. And so what that is every morning I have to write down 3 things I'm grateful for, 3 things that are going to make my day great, and to write down an affirmation, a new one. And then at the end of every day, it's reflecting on your day and saying, right, I need to list 3 things that went really well today, that were amazing.
What you accomplished. Yeah.
And then the final one, and this is one that I only found from getting this second book, it's what's one thing you could have done differently in your day that would have made it even better. So it's saying, what did I perhaps react badly to, and I can change the way I reacted that could have made me make a better decision and act differently. And
self-reflection question.
And then what that does is when you start looking out for these things. So if you've noticed a couple of days over a month that you've reacted a certain way to a certain situation, you start to recognize it when the situation actually happens and say, well, hold on, I know how to change. I know how to act differently now to make this situation better, because you've been writing it down, what you could have changed. So that's another talking to your unconscious mind again. So kind of carving out that 30 minutes in the morning to do my savers has changed my life. Something that everybody can do.
Yeah, definitely. Although I can't do that. I literally cannot wake up at 5 a.m. I mean, I've read his book and I tried it for a week and a half. For 10 days, I set my alarm clock to wake up at 5 a.m. and I slept through the alarm every single day for 10 days. Okay, my body is clearly rejecting waking up at 5 a.m. But I still have my morning routine. I just don't do it at 5 a.m. And, I have an evening routine as well, because I actually meditate in the morning and in the evening. So I do two meditations, one at the beginning of the day and one at the end of the day, to just clear, or if it's not before I go to bed, maybe sometimes it's like when I've finished work, I'll go and have a meditation so I can really clear out all that overthinking. So I also have a little bit of an evening routine. But if I don't fit everything in, I used to get really a little bit stressed out with myself. Oh my God, I didn't journal today, or blah, blah, blah. But now I kind of go, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I've done other things, I've meditated, I've done my affirmations, I've done this. So, So I think sometimes if you don't get it done, you have to give yourself permission to forgive yourself and let that kind of thing go, not put yourself under that internal pressure. Because I do like to read as well, but I have got a few things going on at the moment. I'm just building out my first online course.
Ooh, exciting.
So it's just a little mini course, my Creating Abundance Mindset, which I'm really excited about. I recorded 4 modules yesterday, so I'm going to do some more this week. But it's taken me quite a long time because I was ill. As you know, I was ill for a couple of weeks, and then work on my website as well. So now I'm at this stage. There's just I feel like there's a lot going on. I'm in another coaching program, so I'm just oh my goodness, it's just have to kind of stop beating yourself up for not getting everything that you want done in the day.
The thing is though, the other coaching program that you're in, that is personal development.
It is.
So
that's what I mean. It ticks a lot of boxes. So that's why I don't. If I don't if I don't journal, or if I don't read that day, I just think, you know what, it's all right, because I'm doing other things to improve myself. So But the thing is, I think one of the things is it's hard to do these things on your own. Isn't it?
Oh, definitely. I think having support, whether that's on kind of a one-to-one basis or on a group basis, is the key to, you know, kind of what's the word,
Unlocking.
sticking to what you want to try and to do. Yeah, unlocking and succeeding.
Yeah.
You know, I think one of the things that I found really, really helpful, you know, is the accountability side of that.
Yeah.
Because I think we're in one of the same groups, and
Yeah.
actually having that accountability kind of means that you can't make excuses. You've got to kind of do what you've committed to do, and also have the support so that if you are having a bad week or you're struggling with something, people are there to help you and to guide you and to encourage you and to tell you that it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's massive, isn't it? I think to have it, it's so important to, when you're in that self-development, or not self, but in that personal development or personal growth stage, is to have people that is going to be supportive of you, isn't it? To put yourself in that environment where somebody, as you say, whether that is a coach, whether that's in a online group or an accountability or a mastermind or whatever it is, it's so important to surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah.
Because it is, I think it is hard to do it on your own. And certainly, you know, there's not one single successful person who got to where they are now. You know, like Richard Branson did not get to where he is now without help, without support, without a coach, without a mentor or whatever it is. And they all realize that, I think you can always, you reach a certain level, but it's difficult to get to the next level on your own, isn't it? Because you'll all, it just, what got you so far may not get you to the next level. So you have to up level yourself.
Well, and you need someone to push you out of that comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. I had my one-to-one with Ross today, and let me tell you, he's like, I'm going to give you something to do because I know that you're going to do it. He said it's going to push you out your comfort zone, but because of your personality, I know you're going to do it. So it's on. I'm here. Okay. So that basically, because he set me that task, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. That's the thing, because you don't want to lose face or lose front, like.
Yeah. But if that was me without a coach, I probably would think, oh, I'm going to put that, I'll get it done.
Yeah, I'll do it next week.
I'll do it next
busy week.
Yeah. Oh, I'll do it like next month or whatever it is. So.
And then I'll just keep finding other things that are more important that I've got to do first.
Yeah. Procrastination hits and the imposter syndrome and everything else. So, yeah. Okay. Well, wow. We've gone on for almost 45 minutes. We've been on for.
I think we both like mindset, don't we? So.
Oh my goodness, I could talk about it for like forever, for hours. I mean, as you say, when you find your passion, you just can't stop talking about it. So it's always nice to have another like mindset coach on to talk about these things. I love it.
Yeah. I kind of keep thinking, that's a really good piece of information. I want to share that as well. And then there's that.
Yeah.
And you're like, look at the time.
I know. So I don't think we thought about talking about affirmations or morning routines. So thank you for joining us, everyone. If you're watching on the replay, let me know, put hashtag replay in there. I'd like to thank Claire for coming on this week. It's been great to have you, Claire. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been lovely.
Yeah, it's been a great chat, and good luck, because I know you were tying up a few things and you are really focusing on the NLP and mindset business now, starting from September when the kids are going into school. So yeah, so all the best with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you'll maybe come on here again in a few months' time. See, check out your progress, see what you're doing, what you've been up to.
Yeah, that'd
well,
be great.
We'll see each other anyway, but. Yeah. So thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed today's live class, then be sure to tell us what your takeaway is in the comments, or if you're watching in the replay, don't forget to comment #replay. So for anyone who has been struggling with finding their way or finding their why, finding their life's purpose, get in touch. Drop me a DM, and we can arrange a call, have a virtual cuppa, and discuss what your struggles are. So next week I am actually on holiday. Woohoo! Well, I'm not going anywhere abroad, unfortunately, this year. Just going on holiday down to Devon. So I won't be going live in Money Alchemy class until I think it's Tuesday, the 14th of September. Oh my goodness. That's like in 2 weeks' time is the middle of September. How did this happen? And
then it's Christmas.
I know, don't say it. Oh my goodness. Have all the Christmas decks in the shops before long, if not already. I haven't been shopping for a couple of weeks actually, so so yes, thanks for joining us, and I say I'll be back in a couple of weeks' time. Bye everyone.